Cyberpunk, a morality system. Bad idea.
Time to party like it's 2023.
I've seen some talk online, where I vaguely still connect to the rest of the planet from McDonald's Ranch. I've seen some talk about whether the next Cyberpunk game would benefit from a morality system. Hot take incoming. No. Cyberpunk's world is extremely complicated. It's one of the many reasons I love this game. You can't look at it with idealism. It's just not compatible with the world of Cyberpunk. Honestly, it can't even be defined in that world. Everything in Cyberpunk is an extremely murky shade of grey. You can't clearly say what's right and wrong. Take the Peralez questline. Long story short, you find out the mayoral candidate leading in Night City's polls is being brainwashed. His thoughts chopped and changed like they're clips in a brain dance. The quest has you unravelling that mystery, and eventually being given the chance to tell him, or, not tell him. What do you do? Well, that depends on you. How you personally break down the complex ramifications of each decision, because there is no objectively right answer to it. You could argue deceiving him is inherently immoral, and telling the truth is inherently moral. Fine, okay, but that's a bit idealistic. Way too idealistic for this world, and for this scenario. Because telling Jeff he's being brainwashed doesn't do much good for him. It actually sends the guy off the fucking deep end. The notion, the crusade he takes up against an invisible enemy that's infiltrated his own fucking head, it completely consumes him. His wife, Elizabeth, she knew that'd happen. She warned you not to tell him for that exact reason. You can tell by the clearly loaded undertones of how I'm telling this that I actually think telling Jeff the truth is the wrong decision. But I know how this questline goes. Would I be saying that if I didn't? Everyone should get to decide their own destiny, and I think everyone has the right to know if some shady megacorporation is poking around in their own head. But truth can carry weight. Ignorance is bliss. Sometimes not knowing something is the mercy. It definitely is for Jeff's family, but I think it might actually be for Night City too. Okay, tinfoil hats at the ready. Night Corp is brainwashing Jeff. Source? Trust me, bro. But seriously, the truth is out there. But why? Okay, that's extra tinfoil hat time. An incoming AI invasion, a deluge of catastrophic events. Night Corp is trying to prepare for it. Right. So you'll either think I'm mad there or know exactly what I'm talking about. But the point I'm getting to is, of all the megacorporations, Night Corp might actually be looking to do something good by poking around in Jeff's head, in the fucked up way doing good looks in Cyberpunk. Maybe. Fuck, I don't even know. But it's only in a world as bonkers as Cyberpunk that having a specific megacorporation poking around in your head might not be the worst thing going on, for you or for the world around you. But how the fuck do you condense all these questions this one questline poses to a morality system? How do you tell the player they made the right or wrong choice in this questline? How do you even know what's running through their head in this questline? There's too much ambiguity about right and wrong in it. The Arasaka ending, you could say, is objectively bad, but do you need a morality bar to tell you that? Some ominous sound that plays when you decide to make that choice at the end? Or does the experience, the 30 or fuck knows however many minutes you spend watching V play with a fucking Rubik's Cube locked in some orbital Arasaka station, or her face if you do sign your life away to Makoshi, the music that plays, the setting of the scene, does that not tell you in itself that you've just signed a deal with the devil? It speaks volumes, because the stage is set so perfectly for it. But imagine if some morality thing just started playing, some flash notification in the middle of all of that. It'd just snap you out of it. Don't get me wrong, I like the morality bar, in the right setting. Like Red Dead, I think the morality system in Red Dead is an important part of the game telling its story and bringing home the message through the gameplay. Red Dead's about redemption. I know, fucking shocking, isn't it? But it's clear what's right and wrong in Red Dead. The game forces you to kill, rob, and all that, and yeah, that's sick when you're playing as a cowboy, but we've all got to Chapter 6, where find the body count you rack up is probably the highest across the whole game, but it's also where the game is absolutely pleading at you to be good. Red Dead is about seeing morality clearer than your surroundings, standing above the immorality you've lived your entire life by and being better. In doing that, you earn redemption. Well, do you? You try to anyway, that's the whole point of the game. Because that clear moral message is at the heart of the story in both Red Dead 1 and 2, it makes sense the game tells you when you're diverting from that, and it's deliberately pushing the good and the bad to their extremes. There isn't the kind of grey ambiguity in 20 million fucking variables like you've got in Cyberpunk, even if that isn't me saying that fucking Red Dead is shallow. See, you see Dutch go full unhinged at the end of the game, and people say he changes, but he doesn't. It's just the game makes his evil shine more clearly. But Cyberpunk's got a completely different message. Cyberpunk has undertones of morality, and being human and being good and standing above the system you found yourself in. But defining what is actually good in this world is so much harder. Let's talk about Phantom Liberty. What'd you do? How are you going to end it? You get fucked no matter what you do. Plenty of people also get fucked no matter what you do. Do you save Songbird, or do you side with Reed? Do you turn her into Myers? Do you kill her before Myers gets the chance? I don't know about you, but in every ending I had, and oh my god, especially my first time, the first time I felt Songbird's fucking betrayal in that elevator, I know how I felt when I handed her over to Reed. After all the shit we just pulled to escape him, I acted immorally here. I know that. But Cyberpunk doesn't know I was petty and reacted explosively to Songbird's confession, although admittedly it doesn't take a fucking detective to deduce that given the setting. But honestly, it wasn't the game telling me I made the low honor decision that made me feel how low honor that decision was. Because I played the game again. I sided with Reed from the start. I mean, fuck you, Songbird. But shit, then I saw a lot about her. I saw everything from her side. I saw how she was a victim. I saw how similar to V she was. How many people I'd rammed a mantis blade through on my quest to survive the game's ending. I mean, could I really judge her at the end? But hey, fuck, take my emotion out of it. I'm a donkey after all. What is the right thing to do in Phantom Liberty? You might say it's siding with Songbird, but would you honestly say that in V's shoes? Songbird takes you on a crusade in your final weeks, dangling the carrot of help in front of you. She was lying to you from the very start, and God, how many people got caught up in yours and her bid to stay alive. Yeah, you helped Songbird escape, but who knows how many innocent people suffer in all the shit show that goes on in orbital air, and how many international ramifications there are for the NUS entering both an independent city and an even more no what the fuck, you can't just barge in here with a fucking army orbital air station. But what the fuck are the ramifications of letting the NUS have their Blackwall probing tool back in their hands, and completely obedient and docile now? And what about the endings themselves? To the actual game, I mean. What are you gonna do? Have a fucking low honor notification drop as soon as you storm through the door of Arasaka single-handedly in the Don't Fear the Reaper ending? Yeah, it's obviously not good if you die. You get the same voice lines that play in the suicide ending. But hey, if you don't die, Queen of the Afterlife. So is storming Arasaka Tower single-handedly really immoral? Is storming it at all really immoral? Is siding with Arasaka? You could argue a yes and a no to all of these endings. You're arguing about ideals, and ideals just aren't universal in Cyberpunk's world. Morality isn't universal anymore. I mean, people have all got their own kind of figures of it, but there is no universal mark of what is moral in Cyberpunk's world. You just can't have it there. No one person can clearly say what's right and wrong in Cyberpunk, and a morality bar can't cover the depth of what is morality in this game. No, Cyberpunk speaks with so much more complexity than a bar can convey. It has you ask so many more complicated questions concerning morality, about what really is the right thing, and you just can't weigh that up with a simple yes and no. What Cyberpunk leaves you with What it forces you to find is your own morality, your own principles, your own objectives. After everything, do you give up? Do you storm Arasaka by yourself? Do you do it with friends, even though you know you're guaranteed to kill them on the way? Do you give up the body that is yours by right as V? But do you give up the body that believes it's yours as Johnny? V can't survive, Johnny can. But is any part of it that simple? What person will you be in a world like this? What goodness can you really have in it? Cyberpunk doesn't want to tell you the answer to that. It wants you to ask these questions yourself, but you can't ask them. You definitely can't find your own answer to them if there's a morality bar at the bottom of the screen telling you what those answers are.